happening, everybody? Yeah. I'm excited to be here for the Athens Comedy Festival. I am a local comedian. I live in Madison County, but I grew up in Forsyth County. If any of you guys are familiar with Forsyth County. So it was a fun place to grow up because our town was called Cumming. So everything was funny. Except for when I was 7 years old, I played for a Little League baseball team, and the group of adults that ran our baseball team thought it would be a great idea to call us the Cumming Yankees. What are you doing? Like, why not just call us the Frothy Jizz Masturbators? Cumming Yankees, that's a little much. But being in Forsyth County does afford you some interesting linguistic opportunities that you might not otherwise get. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was driving through Forsyth County with a friend, and we stopped to eat at the Waffle House. So I was able to text my wife, my buddy and I are at the Waffle House, and we're both close to coming. It's not the first time I've felt that way at the Waffle House. I really enjoy a chicken melt. It's a weird time. It's a weird time right now to be alive. And you know it's a weird time because RFK Jr. is in charge of our medical care. And that's weird. RFK being in charge of your medical care is like finding out your podiatrist never went to school for podiatry. He just likes to fuck feet. It's unsettling. But there is one thing RFK did that I support. Like, he wants to start a war on the autistics. And I'm all for that. There's too many autistics. Everybody's autistic now. And I am tired of losing that how many jelly beans are in that jar game. I deserve a gift card. Every time I see one of those, I'm about to put in my answer, and then I see some guy walk up with a pocket full of rocks, and I know I've got no chance. It's not good, man. I'm too old to fight back against all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world, so I just have to accept some of it. Like tariffs, I just fully embrace tariffs. I'm hitting everybody with tariffs, man. If you cross me in any way, write my name wrong on a coffee cup, I'm gonna hit you with a tariff. Cut me off in traffic, that's a tariff. A couple of weeks ago, my wife and I, we got dinner from Zaxby's, and they put one piece of chicken on her chicken salad, you guys. I'm not talking about one chicken finger. I'm talking about a 1 inch by 1 inch square of chicken. I was outraged. Like, you're gonna do that to my family? So I hit Zaxby's with a tariff. My wife gets all mad at me. She's like, that's not gonna do anything, and that's not how tariffs work. So I hit her with a tariff. Shouldn't have been talking shit. I feel like I don't know, maybe some of you guys feel this way too. I feel like I'm getting old too fast. Like every year I get a little older, a little faster. You know what I mean? Like my birthday's in June and I'm gonna be turning 60 years old. Yeah. It's super impressive because I'm currently 45. The math does not work out. I don't feel that old though. I feel a lot of kinship with young people. Like I find myself saying things I hear young dudes say. Like I hear a lot of young guys use this phrase. They say, let's fucking go. And I say that all the time. But I say it 15 minutes into any social function and I mean it literally. I need to go check on my dog. It's rough getting old, man. Like, I used to be tall and athletic. Like, I used to be fuckable. Now I'm barely masturbatable. Like, it's terrible. I'll pull a muscle, dude. It's not good. I forget things a lot now that I'm older, too, which is not good. Like, I like to play those, New York Times word games on my phone, and one of them I do is a spelling bee. And I got the word diarrhea the other day, and I was absolutely stumped. Could not remember how to spell diarrhea, and that's crazy. I know how to spell diarrhea. I've had to write it before in apology letters. I'm sorry for what happened. And the rough part about getting old is everybody that you love is getting old at the same time as you. So like, I'm married. Is anybody married? We got any married people? Yeah, way to turn up, married people. But I've been married for like a decade, and I love being married. I think it is fascinating because you meet this person, you commit yourself to them, and then you spend the rest of your life just learning fascinating shit about them. Like a couple of years ago, my wife started buying rocks off the internet. That's a fascinating way to find out you married an autistic. There were probably other signs I ignored. And my wife is getting older while I'm getting older, but she's aging differently. Like I'm falling apart and she's aging like a fine wine. So I keep her in the cellar right now. I'll bring her out when we have company because I'm classy. My wife and I were both plagued by acronyms. Like my wife has OCD. I have obesity. It's not good. It's not good, dude. You guys can tell by looking at me I'm a big dude, right? But I'm not just a big dude, all right? Like I have a big heart. And I mean that medically, like my doctor says, we got to keep an eye on it. He likes to use the word enlarged. What a jerk. My wife is going through menopause or perimenopause or some other horrifying transformation. I'm not certain which one it is, but I do know this. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, she's roughly the temperature of the surface of the sun. And it's kind of a jarring way to wake up when you're just dead asleep. And you know, like I like to snuggle. And it's sort of like my wife is very familiar with what it's like to choose the bear because I sleep very close to her and aggressively snuggled every night. And she'll wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, about 3,000 degrees, and just go, "Get the fuck off of me!" And it's a startling way to wake up. And my wife does things to help her sleep better at night. Like my wife sleeps with a white noise machine. And I don't even know when she started calling me that, but it hurts my feelings. It's not nice. I have some friends that are younger than me, and they make me feel old too. Like I got a picture from one of my younger friends a few weeks ago, and he was at a concert crowd surfing. And I was like, yeah, no, my crowd surfing days are over. But you guys can probably look at me and tell that my crowd surfing days never really began. I went crowd surfing one time. 4 people were killed, and I'm not allowed to go to TED Talks anymore. I don't think it was the appropriate venue for crowd surfing. I have another friend who I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm stupid. Like, and here's why I think he thinks I'm stupid, because he was very close with his dad. His dad passed away a few years ago. He still tells me stories about him all the time. But he feels the need to preface every story by saying, "Before my dad died." Like he'll say, "Before my dad died, we went to the Grand Canyon." Bro, I don't need you to tell me that. Just tell me the story about your dad. I'm going to assume it happened when he was still alive. At no point am I going to interrupt your story and be like, "Hold up. Was your dad already dead when you guys went to the Grand Canyon together?" I'm not going to do that because I'm not an idiot. My mom passed away at the beginning of this year, and she was on hospice care at our house for a couple of years. And it was really sad, but one of the things her doctor told us was to make sure that we keep her mind active. So, you know, like we would make sure she liked to play games on her phone. She liked to do crossword puzzles. And at some point, I started showing her a lot of AI videos of her planning 9/11. Just gaslighting her into thinking she's a terrorist. Her and her friends lied to each other on the phone all the time anyway. It didn't make a difference. But a couple of months after I started showing her those videos, she was telling my wife and I goodnight, and she accidentally hit the Siri button on her phone when she's told us goodnight. So her phone said goodnight back to her, and it fucking freaked her out, man. She was like, why did my phone say goodnight to me? I was like, I don't know, Mom. It was probably haunted by all those people you killed when you planned 9/11. You shouldn't have done that. Thank you guys very much. I'm Alan T.
Alan Teams, everybody.